Known as the Day of Girls for short, the International Day of the Girl Child is a day that's observed all over the world to bring a light to and fight the injustice and inequalities faced by girls based on their gender. The theme this year is Digital Generation, Our Generation. This year, the Generation Equality Forum of UNICEF launched a 5-year commitment for bolder solutions to gender equality, just as the world entered the second year of COVID-19 pandemic. While the pandemic has accelerated digital platforms from learning, earning, and connecting, some 2.2 billion people below the age of 25 still do not have internet access at home. So girls are more likely to be cut off. The gender gap for global internet users grew from 11% in 2013 to 17% in 2019. In the world's least developed country, it hovered around 43%. But the gender-digital divide is about more than connectivity. Girls are also less likely than boys to use and own devices and gain access to tech-related skills and jobs. Only by addressing the inequality and exclusion that spans geographics and generations can we usher a digital revolution for all with all. So happy International Day of the Girl Child. We all girl children here. So what do you think about this theme for this year, about our generation? And what's the theme again? I can't remember.
Digital.
Yes. So it's focused. See all of us. Well, it's focused on
the digital generation.
Yes, our generation. So what do you think, Elsie? You are the tech person.
Wow, I'm burning. But yeah.
Today is just a great day.
So I think it's an important theme, especially for the. Oh, please let me speak.
Oh boy.
It's an important theme, especially for this part of the world. But when I woke up to realize that today is International Day of the Girl Child, I couldn't help but think about the conversation we've been having for the past 2 weeks in terms of child molestation, rape, child marriage, especially in this part of the world. So as much as, yes, this is important for girl child not to be cut off when it comes to the revolution that comes with digitalization, we also need to think of the peculiar issues that are primarily affecting the girl child in this part of the world, and it still remains those things we've talked about over and over again. Like I said, child marriage, out of school children, girls, is very high in this part of the world. If you now go down to the factors of why they are not in school, you now start hearing about menstrual hygiene, you know, so it's but yeah, I like that we have a day like this to highlight these issues, and I understand the theme. It makes sense, but like I said, we have to bring it
I think it's even also pushing the ideology that girls are not meant to be in the tech space, you know, so more and more girls are being pushed, you know, to go digital and, you know, also play
explore
in that
space, that opportunity, because they actually have a lot to offer in the digital space. A lot of them are creating all kinds of things, apps, and discovering different improvements on technology. So why not give them that opportunity? I think it's a good one, even though I continue to hammer that we have the Girl Child Day. What of the boy child?
Oh, we do. I remember when we had it too, and we talked about how it was radio silence. Nothing from brands, nothing from advocacy people, nothing. But what you just said regarding girls in tech reminded me of Confidence Tivoli, that we've had a lot on this show. She's doing
and I think we're going
so
to
much,
well.
yes, with the cyber security and bringing in girl children into the space. So shout out to Confidence.
Yes,
and
Confidence.
We need to bring her back again.
Yeah,
so she'll share on the things she's doing, because she's doing a lot, and not just in Lagos State, across the country.
Absolutely.
So
she went to Kaduna State. The last time I spoke with her, she was in Kaduna State. So this is good. All right, so quickly, let's run through our stories. Should we just start with Elsie? Yes,
the glowing girl. So, as part of efforts to curb unemployment in the country, Kunle Afolayan, through his KAP Film and Television Academy, has struck a partnership deal with MasterCard Foundation to train a total of 300,000 young girls in film and television and motion picture production over the next 3 years. The academy will leverage smartphone technology. I mean, that sort of relates to what we talked about, right? And for the training and the teaching will be conducted through a learning application. The academy will also link participants to employment or gig entrepreneurship activities, not only in the film industry via placements and internship, but in related subsectors such as fashion, makeup, music scores, editing, and every other space that comes in between that. So I think this is really amazing. The partnership is great. And maybe it will also be nice to give a shout out to MasterCard Foundation, because last week we had, what's her name now? The CEO of Jobberman, and she talked about the partnership they're having with MasterCard as well to train people. So thank you, MasterCard Foundation, and kudos to Kula Afolayan for this
kudos.
Yeah.
Norma, quickly, yours too.
All right, mine is a quick one. It's on the ENDSARS protest of last year, and police are already getting ready for the 1-year remembrance. According to news from the Punch, we have this topic. It says police warn against planned protests in Osun State, and I'm sure, and they're also doing that in Lagos State as well, across the southwest. The police command in Osun has called on some youths and groups of people to desist from a planned protest in commemoration of the 1-year anniversary of the ENDSARS saga in the state. So this was disclosed in a statement in Osogbo on Monday by the police public relations officer, SP Yemisi Opalola, who added that police would use legitimate means to avert such protests. Now, my concern is what he, when he said legitimate means, that could mean anything, right? So for those who are planning to go out, please.
So the thing is, you can't gag people from
it's the freedom of speech.
It's supposed to be a commemorative walk.
Yeah,
it's supposed to. Yeah,
so
just like when
now I passed through the Lekki toll, and you need to see they've already gathered there.
Oh yes,
what's it called?
Driving through
even the toll. I saw
the toll gates. They are already on standby.
So, come on. So it's not necessary, please.
And if people are going to move around that day, they have to also be careful.
Well, let me just quickly take my story. It's actually a follow-up from what I took on Friday on, what's it called, when the Minister for Finance had said that we were having a lot of issues in terms of our debt services. So the president of the African Development Bank, that's Femi Adesina, had said that Nigeria must tackle 73% debt service to revenue ratio for economy to grow. And he says Nigeria must decisively tackle it. The issue is not about debt to GDP ratio, as Nigeria's debt to GDP ratio is at 35%, which is still moderate. He said the big issue is how to service the debt and what that means for resources for domestic investments needed to spur faster economic growth. He said one of the issues are structural bottlenecks. It limits the country from productivity of other sectors to generate revenue. So he says the Nigerian problem is revenue concentration, as oil still remains, accounts rather for 75.4% of export revenue, and 50% of all the government revenue is still dependent on oil. So while the oil is doing fairly well now, but it's still a big mistake benchmarking your revenue as a country on just oil, when you can actually loosen up those other bottlenecks and open up the economy for other sectors to thrive. So I like what he said. I just want a blueprint, a master plan. How do we move from here to where we need to be?
Like we've reiterated a couple of times, it's not just about talk. We've talked too much. What are the things? We definitely know the problems. Is what can we begin to do to begin to help Nigeria's economy to come back?
All right, so we'll take a break now. When we come back from the break, we want to be discussing mental health. Stay with us.
And I will glow less.
We'll be right back.